Alright, let's talk about the Hailfire in Bioshock Infinite. So the Hailfire is essentially a lot like the volley gun. I actually have a volley gun so I can show you the difference between the two. So the volley gun shoots shells that explode on impact, and they deal physical damage, while the Hailfire shoots fiery grenades that deal like fire damage as you'd expect, and they do not explode on impact, but instead they can bounce. The trajectory isn't as far either. You can kind of see there, like, the difference. The Hailfire has has more velocity, and the projectile travels a little bit further and is, in my opinion, more consistent. Or, I'm sorry, the volley gun. The Hailfire can be detonated manually, so if you hold in and release your trigger or left click, you can actually detonate them in the air, which is kind of cool. So, also note that it does explode on impact. The ammo is by far more rare than the volley gun, and you can hold less of it. It has a lower loaded clip and a lower reserve. The damage is comparable, so honestly I don't think it's really worth running. The fact that it's useless against firemen because it'll deal no damage to them as they're immune to fire is a big thing working against it. The fact that the ammo is rare and you can't have that much of it makes it less viable. The damage is basically the same as the volley gun. I think the volley gun's better. The volley gun gets you access to fat interrupts, so I don't really think the Hailfire is really worth it. The Hailfire does have a cool ability, like a cool upgrade that increases its explosion radius by 100%. The volley gun has one that increases it slightly, but by the time you have an upgrade or two in the volley gun, you start to get the Hailfire, so unless you're really good at saving cash, which you can be, it's probably not worth investing in the Hailfire. The damage is good. It still stuns enemies just like the volley gun, but I don't think it's really worth running. You can run it if you want, but the ammo is not as common, and you won't have as much of it, so that's like the huge thing working against it, in my opinion. The fact that the projectile is kind of weak, like you can kind of see the difference here. I'll just shoot straight. Like, compare that. Now it ends up in like a similar location, but if we're like talking about like range here, it's much easier to bombard things with the volley gun than it is with Hailfire, as you can see there. You're kind of relying on physics. The bounce seems to be kind of consistent, so it seems to maintain its like forward momentum as long as it continues in the direction you want it to go. See here. No, it doesn't actually. Okay, so it can get redirected by physics objects. So, yeah, I'd recommend just running the volley gun. It's not a bad weapon. You know, it has good damage, but you know the scarcity of ammo. You could run the volley gun and the hail gun. Or the Hailfire. That would be pretty cool. I'm not sure how effective that would be, but you could do it. But yeah, to recap, it has less common ammo. Oh, actually, hold on. Before I go into the recap, let me go over the upgrades really quick, just in case you do want to invest in it. There's two 25% damage upgrades, like with most weapons. There is a clip increase. Also note there is a clip increase on the volley gun, so the volley gun will always have more loaded and reserve ammo. And there is a 100% explosion radius increase of 100%. The upgrades are somewhat expensive. Both the damage increases are 700. Roughly, they're like 688. The clip increase and the radius are both around 400. You can charge and release. So if you do not, like if you just tap, it'll just blow up on a timer or on a direct hit. But if you hold, you can release, like you can hold and then release as you fire to detonate it manually. It's kind of a gimmick because the volley gun can just do this. Like you just want your shells to explode on direct hit or when they land. Like, it's much easier to deal with enemies in this way than to, like, manually hold and release shots. Like, if you want precision, just grab, like, a precision weapon like the sniper rifle or something. So yeah, that's my Hailfire video. It's not a bad weapon, but I would say the volley gun is just better in every way. Ammo capacity is a big deal, especially 1999 mode. There are big firefights where you do not have access to refilling your ammo, so the more ammo you can have in a power weapon, the better, and the volley gun is definitely one of the power weapons of the game. So yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.